If Rome had infinite gold, why did its economy collapse? Imagine an empire so wealthy that its capital shimmered with marble. Its soldiers marched in gold-plated armor, and its treasury held fortunes extracted from 3 continents. An empire where money, literal gold and silver, flowed through the streets like water. Now imagine that same empire collapsing. Not because it ran out of treasure, because the treasure itself became worthless. Here's the mystery. How does an empire with infinite gold still go bankrupt? How does the richest superpower of the ancient world end up with an economy in ruins? Citizens unable to buy bread and a currency so degraded it became a joke? Today we go to uncover the hidden economic mechanisms behind the fall of ancient Rome, because the forces that toppled the world's greatest empire are the same forces reshaping our global economy right now. Stay until the end, because the patterns you're about to see are repeating again today, with numbers far more shocking than anything Rome ever imagined. Setting the stage. To understand Rome's financial downfall, we must rewind to the 1st century. Rome wasn't just a military powerhouse, it was a financial machine. Its wealth didn't come from productivity or innovation, it came from conquest. Every new territory meant new gold and silver mines, new taxes, new slaves, new tribute, new trade routes. Rome grew rich by extracting wealth from the outside world. But there's a twist. The Roman economy was designed like a pyramid. It needed constant expansion to stay stable. As long as Rome conquered new lands, money flowed in, the currency stayed strong, and the people remained loyal. But what happens to a system built on expansion? Once expansion stops, that's where the story takes a dark turn. Origins of the problem: everything begins with Emperor Augustus. Around 27 BC, the man who created the Roman monetary system introduced a stable, gold-backed currency. Aureus gold coin, denarius silver coin, sestertius bronze coin. The ratio was fixed. The purity was high. Confidence was absolute. As long as Rome kept conquering, gold and silver kept flowing into the mint, allowing the illusion of endless wealth. But under the surface, a flaw was forming. Rome was spending far more than it was earning. Why? Because Rome's expenses, armies, infrastructure, public games, and a growing bureaucratic system kept rising. Much like modern governments, Rome discovered a truth. People love benefits. Politicians love giving benefits. No one wants to raise taxes to pay for them. The rise of debasement: when emperors needed more money, they couldn't always raise taxes. They couldn't magically create new gold. But they could cheat. It began debasement, precious metal, content of Roman coins, while keeping the face value the same. Think of it like printing money without a printing press. Under Nero, the silver content of the denarius dropped from 98% to 93%. Under Marcus Aurelius, down to 75%. Under Caracalla, down to 50%. Under Philippus, down to 2%. By the 3rd century, Rome's silver coin was basically bronze dipped in silver paint. To the people, nothing looked different at first. But everything was changing. Because when Rome debased its currency, soldiers demanded higher pay, merchants raised prices. Farmers hoarded real goods, the black market exploded, the wealthy fled to hard assets. Ordinary people saw their savings wiped out, prices rose faster than Rome could mint new coins. The breaking point. The breaking point came during the crisis of the 3rd century, 235 to 284 CE, one of the most chaotic periods in world economic history. Rome had 26 emperors in 50 years, civil wars, plagues, invasions, declining productivity, and a treasury being drained from all sides. Debasement accelerated. Inflation skyrocketed. Historical records show wheat prices increasing 1,000% in some regions. Soldiers were paid in goods, not money. Ordinary Romans abandoned cities because urban life was too expensive to survive. Imagine living in an empire where your salary triples but food prices increase tenfold, and your savings by less every week. Rome wasn't collapsing because it ran out of gold. Rome collapsed because gold no longer meant anything in a broken economic system. The fallout. As money lost value, Rome lost its greatest asset, trust. Citizens stopped believing in the currency. Merchants stopped accepting government coins. Barbarian tribes demanded payment in gold, not debased currency. Soldiers threatened mutiny when salaries lost purchasing power. To survive, people switched to barter grain, animals, tools, land. The Roman economy, once the most sophisticated in the world, reverted to a medieval system of direct exchange. Taxation collapsed, trade collapsed, urban life collapsed. Rome's financial system didn't die overnight, but it died from the same disease every empire faces when its money becomes meaningless. The failed fixes several emperors tried to save Rome. 1. Diocletian's Price Edict. He attempted the world's first nationwide price controls to stop inflation. The result? Black markets exploded. Farmers stopped bringing goods to city markets. People starved, price controls failed, as they always do. 2. New reformed coins. Emperors kept issuing new currencies, claiming they were stable, but, with no trust left, people ignored them. 3. More bureaucracy. Rome created more administrators to enforce economic laws, but this only increased costs. 4. Military expansion. Rome tried conquering again to refill the treasury. But now the empire was too large, too weak, and too divided. Every fix Rome attempted was reactive, never structural. Core problem remained. Rome was spending more than it earned, and it replaced real money with pretend money. Modern parallels. Now comes the uncomfortable part, because the patterns that destroyed Rome are repeating today. Rome debased silver. We print digital money. Rome overspent on armies, bureaucracy, and public benefits. So do modern governments. Rome believed its currency could hold value forever because it was the world's reserve system. So does the United States and the Eurozone. In the last 20 years, the U.S. money supply has increased over 600%. Global debt has surpassed $300 trillion. Many major currencies have lost 90% plus purchasing power since the 1970s. Inflation is rising faster than wages in most countries. Rome didn't fall because barbarians invaded. Rome fell because its economy decayed from the inside, long before the first invaders crossed the border. When trust disappears, collapse becomes inevitable. 3 takeaways. 1. Wealth is not measured in money, but in what money can buy. Rome had mountains of gold, but no real economic productivity to back it. 2. Debasing a currency destroys an empire from within. When leaders create money faster than the economy creates value, trust collapses. 3. Collapse is slow, till suddenly it's fast. Rome's decline took centuries, but the final breakdown happened in decades. The fall of Rome wasn't inevitable. It was caused by choices that modern nations are repeating right now. Endless spending, endless debt, endless money creation. All justified, until the system cracks. So the question isn't, could our financial system collapse like Rome's? The real question is, what signs will we ignore before it's too late? If you want to understand the hidden forces shaping global finance, then learn from the rise and fall of the world. Greatest empires, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because in the next video, we'll uncover a modern economic warning sign that historians believe might be our equivalent of Rome's debasement. Stay curious. Stay informed. I'll see you in the next episode.